Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all, let's get it. Let's go. I promise you, man, I'm walking down the joint like, I want to say, man, you calling like that, man, you creature. I'm like, she like, come in, White, come in. I'm like, so I see Vic come out. Vic sleep on the other side of the top tier. I'm like, she like, come on. She gave me a look like that. Come on. I'm like, come on, stuff like this, y'all. I'm like, she said, what you was doing on top tier? I was like, nothing. I said, what's up? I put my hand on the brick wall. I was like, what's up? She was like, look, I need y'all to go handle something over there in 42 pod for me. I was like, handle what? What you talking about? She was like, it's 2 dudes over there and I don't want to write them up, but they looking like they about to fight and they roommates. So I need y'all to go over there and see if y'all can get them straight. I'm like, man, listen, man, look, nah, that's not what I do. I said, listen to me. I said, can I talk to you? She was like, what? Vic coming up. I said, look, man, I'm about to go home in 2 years. I said, I don't got nothing to do what everybody be doing. I said, I'm just trying to stay out of the way. I said, you need a mop. I said, you need me to pick up a mop or pick up a broom or, you know what I mean? Or maybe even a buffer. Like, I don't know. That's what I can help you with. I was like, I can't help you with like internal problems like that, man. I said, I'm not God of prison, man. So like, she was like, nah, like they just respect where I come from. I was like, what camp did you work at? She was like, I just came from Nottoway. I was about to say, this ain't Nottoway with your creature looking up. That's what I was about to say. She was like, yeah, I came from Nottoway. And like, we let them police themselves. Like, we'll let the inmates keep everybody in line. Like, if you a red team member, you keep the red team in line. If you a blue team member, you keep them in line. And sometimes we'll have bad apples. We keep everything straight. I'm like, man, listen, man. So Vic like, man, who it is then? Who is it, man? Come on with me, Weezy. I got it. Come on with me. I'm like, I'm looking at Vic like, but I had to remember, like, yo, Vic trying to show off on the low because Vic got a crush on the creature game. So I'm like, he's like, yo, come on, Weezy, come on. He went to the joint. He was like, come on. She was like, she got on the walkie-talkie, like, open the slide, joint open, bish. She was like, y'all go ahead. She dipped and went back to the office. And me and bro went inside 42. I'm walking in 42 pod. I feel super stupid, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie, we walking the joint. You know, that's the big honor pod. There's not an honor pod in 40 building at this moment. It used to be a re-entry. Lawrenceville tried the re-entry game, but that didn't last. So they just made it back like a regular joint. You know what I mean? Still slightly honored up a little bit, but that was that pod we was going into. So we walking the joint, that joint, big pod. So we walking the joint, we looking like, you know what I mean? So Vic seen one of his homeboys, he was like, hey, who the dudes was about to fight? They was like, yo, dudes down there about to fight, man. I don't know what they got going on. So as we get closer, like this, they don't fall, because they part way bigger than ours. We hear dudes yelling as we get closer. Dude like, I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear that, man. Don't be touching my bow. I told you not to be messing with my bow, man. Don't be messing with my bow. So the old head, I guess there was 2 old heads. Old head was like, man, I ain't mess with your bow, man. I just moved my spoon. I put my spoon on top of it. I ain't mess with your, so I'm listening. I'm like, so we get closer. Vic was like, he stopped for a minute. He was like, and we just hear them going back and forth about a damn. We just hear them going back and forth about a bowl. So Vic like, so he was like, now Vic won't no intimidating looking guy. Vic was a little taller than me, skinny. You know what I mean? Had a little cut to him, low cut game, brown skinned dude. He didn't look intimidating. He just looked like he was experienced in prison. So he knocked on the door. Dudes was like, what? Vic was like, hey, yo, man, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up, you good? I was like, who is you? He was like, look, man, I came over here to kind of like calm you down, man. Like real talk, man. They talking about locking y'all up. I know y'all ain't trying to get locked up. Dude was like, I could tell the old head dude was looking at him like, man, what you doing over here, man? Because we didn't even look like we belonged in their pod, to be honest with y'all. So old head dude looking like, what you doing over here? He was like, look, all I'm saying is, man, look, if y'all fighting over a bowl, look, man, all I'm saying is, man, it ain't worth it, man. He was like, what the problem is, man? Dude was like, man, look, he keep touching my stuff. They hear the dude kind of like listen to Vic was nuts. So I'm just standing on the outside. He keep touching my stuff. I didn't even want to be in the cell with him. So as they was going, you know what I mean? Vic like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what can we do to get y'all to kind of like, man, ain't nothing but a bowl, man. He told me he ain't touch it. He said you touched it. How can we get this junk like squashed? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see y'all go out. So the dude was like, man, I don't want him in my cell. I don't want him in my cell. I don't want him in my cell. So, that dude was like, man, I don't care about your cell. I ain't touch your stuff. I ain't touch your stuff. So as they just kept going on and on and on and on and on and on and on, man, that junk started giving me a headache. So I was just like, I see Vic ain't getting nowhere. I'm like, so what you saying, man? I said, old school, what you trying to get him moved, man? He was like, yeah, I need him to get moved because this room in here, he can move some other cell. So Vic was like, I said, yo, Vic, man, he might got to holler, man, just make that move, man. You know what I mean? For they gonna get into it, bro, because this ain't that serious. So Vic was like, he was looking like he was mad at it. He didn't think of that. I'm like, this was easy. Like, so he like, all right, we can do that. Look, we'll be right back. Y'all gonna be good till we come back. Over here was like, no, he don't mess with my stuff. I don't care. As long as he mess with my stuff, he think I'm scared to go to the hole. I ain't scared to go to no hole. So they just arguing. I'm like, so we walk out, we go back to the front, hit the button, the lady let us out, we go in the council office. I didn't say anything. Vic walked in there. Vic was like, hey, look, I think we got it under control. He said, all you gotta do is move the old head dude that's on the top bunk to another cell, and they ain't gonna have no problems. Mark my words. Mark my words. She was like, she turned around, my word. I didn't even see, because when we walked in, she had her back turned. She was sitting in the counselor desk, but she had her back turned to us. So I didn't even know what she was doing. I promise you, she turned around. She was eating a Danish. I promise you, man, that junk was all on her teeth. She turned around, it was an apple Danish. Y'all know them junk. She was like, you held it. You did. How? What they say? He was like, nah, I just told them that, you know what I mean, they should just move to another cell. I'm saying in my head, he took my idea, like he told them. I was saying in my head, I told him, like, that's crazy. He was like, yeah, so I just got that junk situated though. She was like, for real? See? She was like, hand me a napkin, baby. She looked at me and told me, hand me a napkin, baby. I'm like, you need one, man. Gary John, she was like, now my hand's sticky. She was like, I gotta wash my hands. Come on. I was like, where we going? She was like, come on, White. I was like, where we going at? I was like, I gotta use the phone. Like, I'm trying to get away from this situation, y'all. I think enough is enough. I said, yo, I gotta use the phone. She was like, Vic was like, I got it. You good, Weezy? You good? I was like, y'all good? She was like, yeah, go back in your pod. Like, go back in your pod. Go back in your pod. So they opened up the 2-pod first before I went in. So I was just standing in the salad pot. That John said, she walked in. She was like, she went to the sink where we be at, where we clean our bowls and stuff at with a microwave and all that. She went to the sink. She was like, she just washed her hands in the sink. She was like, and she went back there when them old heads was at the door closed. I was at the door like this looking in. I was like, I was just watching that joint. But I already had hit the button for my door. I jumped up. I was like, I don't want no parts of this, y'all. So boom. What you think this is, man? So I go back in the pod. I shoot upstairs my homeboy I be sharing the chat with. I was like, yo, bro. I said, man, say word, man. So he said, what she want, bro? I said, yo, man, this lady just called us, bro, and say they got a problem over in 42 pod, bro. 2 old heads about to fight. He said, man, that's why. I said, bro, listen, this is so crazy, bro. This joint like deja vu. I said, because when I first moved on the compound, I said, bro, when I first moved on this compound, bro, in 2009, I said, bro, they put me in the cell with the red team leader. I said, I knew bro from Sussex 1. You know what I mean? I said, I knew bro from Sussex 2. I said, they put me in the cell with the leader, bro. I said, man, in my word, bro had the same job. I said, it was him, and it was another dude, bro, that was from LA. You know what I mean? I want to say that was his name, LA, I think. But they was the 2 that was in my pod that was keeping all the members, the red team members in check. Now, he had his own crew, you know what I mean? But still, though, like, if it was a situation between the red team and the blue team over in that 2-pod, because at first, that 2-pod, before they made it an honor pod and a reentry pod, it used to be a freaking member pod. That's what it was. So they used to use them to keep things kind of like leveled and situated. And they would call him from the cell to go do what what Miss Watson tried to get us to do. So I just saw, I was like, yo, bro. So when I break that down to bro, like, yo, that's crazy, man. He was like, that job crazy. I was like, bro, listen. I just went in there, bro, and just saw what was going on. I said, it was 2 old heads about to fight. I said, both of them look like they old enough to be our granddaddy, bro. I said, man, for real, like, I ain't got time for that, man. I said, I'm just trying to, like, stick and move. You know what I mean? Just see what's going on. Just being nosy, bro. Just trying to make sure we straight. He was like, yeah, bro. He was like, look, I don't try to, I was like, bro, trust me, I got it. You know what I mean? So everything was straight after that. So when I looked up, I seen Vic coming back in the pod. So Vic come back in the pod. He was smiling. Word, I seen Vic. I ain't say that to him at first. But I'm standing way in the back corner with my man, so my man cells in the handicap at the top, in the top corner, to the right corner. So I'm standing in the cut. He don't even see me. But I seen when Vic came in. He came in, he hit the steps happy, y'all. He was walking. He came in the front door, and I was like, he was like, he hit the steps. He was like, hey, open my door up. That's when I said, I was like, hold on right quick, bro. I start sliding down this way. So I see him. He was like, oh, what's up? We's the door pop. I was like, what's good? He was like, call me in the cell. I was like, walk that job. Like, what's up, bro? That problem got handled? He was like, man, say a word, man. The old heads, man, they moved, man. Everything was straight after that. He was like, man, look, yeah. He was like, I appreciate you not throwing me under the bus, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, shorty on me too. She on me too. I was like, for real, man? He was like, yeah, bro. He was like, man, I want to hit her, bro. I want to get some head from her. I was like, you got to be a brave vato to do that. That's what I'm saying in my head. I'm like, bro, you got to be brave. I'm saying this in my mind. I'm like, well, that's what's up. He was like, yeah, though, I'm just trying to show that I can handle business, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, forget it. We ain't snitching. We ain't telling. Like, we ain't doing nothing like that. This is our job. I'm like, I want to be like, this is your job. But I ain't saying that. I'm like, yeah, bro, you right. Like, end of the day, I'm not doing all that all the time, though. I'm just letting you know now. He was like, yeah, that's what's up. So he was happy. Bro was happy, man. Bro was happy. Next thing you know, you're look up. You see old creature coming in. She was like, she looked at me. She was like, hey, John. She was like, she called Vic. She was like, hey, come here. Vic came down the steps happy. Vic was like, came to the brick wall. She was like, next thing you know, they left out. I was like, oh, word. I was like, bro, Mike got the jank for real. I said, ain't no telling. He Mike got her. So he stayed out like 20 minutes. He come back. He was like, hey, that's crazy. I might need you on the next mission. I was like, mission? What mission you talking about, bro? I said, bro, I'm not messing up my time, bro. He said, you about to go home? I said, bro, I'm about to go home, bro. Real talk, bro. I'm getting close to I'm going to the crib. I said, what are you talking about, though? He was like, man, it's some members. I was like, some members? He was like, yeah, over in 43 pod. I was like, what's going on? He was like, man, shh. He keep disrespecting her, man. He keep joking her, man. He was like, the red team member keep joking her, man. He keep disrespecting her, man. I said, for real? I said, man, what's going on? He was like, man, all I know is she told me that the little young member dude on the red team told me that. He was like, man, he told her she was like a pile of doo-doo, man, with that brown uniform on. I was like, what? I'm saying in my head, how did I think of that? She do like a pile of shit, y'all, for boom, with eyeballs. That's what she looked like, a pile of doodle with eyeballs on her logo, man. I'm talking about that dark doodle that come out. Y'all know the joint, you know what I mean? You eating pasta, like, she was hit, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. She was hit, but like, to hear bro just really like sign up for these crazy missions was wild to me. I ain't even gonna lie. It was crazy to hear these missions. So I'm like, yo, bro, listen, bro. I ain't got nothing to do with no members. He was like, nah. He was like, but your homeboy do, man. Like, tell him chill, Weezy. I'm like, man, I'm not asking my homeboy that. He was like, bro, listen, we gonna stay safe messing with her, bro. He was like, cause I'm about to bag her. I'm like, I'm thinking about the pack when he say that. I'm like, shh. Like sometimes a pack will come in and like, it'll ease my attention of a lot of stuff because I'm thinking about the pack. I'm thinking about the lala. I'm thinking about how much I can get. I'm thinking about will the play come in successfully. So I'm thinking about all type of stuff. So I'm like, bro, you sure you gonna try to hit that jump, bro? He be like, look, Weezy. He was like, look, I'm gonna need you to hold me down because I don't trust nobody else. Bro, I'm gonna try to hit that jump, bro. I'm like, man, that's crazy. I said, so we gotta go try to get some red. We gotta go try to straighten out our red team member, bro. He was like, it ain't straightening them out. It's just like we just want somebody to talk to him. She don't care how it's done. As long as young boys just stop disrespect. I said, bro, people gonna disrespect her, bro. I said, come on, man, she hit, bro. He was like, man, yeah, she hit. But still though, she here with us though, Weezy. Like, I'm like, bro, listen, bro. She is hit, bro. Niggas is gonna joke her every chance they get, man. I said, man, she looked like a fucking creature, bro. I said, she fucked up, bro. He was like, man, fuck that. I don't care about that shit, bro. He was like, she got a pussy, bro. She got a pussy, bro. Fuck that. I was like, so like, you'll hit anything just as long as they got a pussy? He was like, shit, damn right. I've been locked up 11 years. Damn right. Damn right. As long as they got a pussy, I'm gonna hit. As long as they got a, I was like, shh. I was like, this man's standard's gonna be shot when he get home, y'all. So boom. Because even though you locked up, you will settle for anything. Don't get me wrong. It's anything. Like, I'm being honest with y'all. Dudes would mess with anything, man. But like, me with 2 years, though, I got a jack. I'm talking to people, man. I'm looking at her like, man, she really do look like a freaking ball with legs, man. I'm like, yo, I'm not ready to try to hit that jump. Like, I'm being honest with y'all. I was impressed. I was impressed at all, but I could feel where bro coming from, though. bro feeling like he's super duper, you know what I mean? Like he's super duper with it. So I'm like, this junk crazy, man. So he like, look, this is what I'm saying. Like, man, we all gotta go over there though. He was like, but your homeboy gotta do the talking, cause you know I don't know them dudes. And you know what I mean? Like once it's over with, then I can tell her that's a wrap. Your homeboy ain't gonna disrespect her. That's more brownie points for me. Like his whole way of doing things, like it was stupid. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But the whole time I was around this situation and observing it and seeing what's going on, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was just being nosy, y'all. So boom. On top of trying to keep my man safe and make sure I'm safe, and we ain't gotta worry about this cop messing with us, man. You know what I mean? So like, I'm just like, man, he telling me the plan. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go holler at my homeboy. So I shoot up there, holler at my homeboy. I was like, yo, bro. I sat down. He was like, what's up? I'm like, bro, look. I said, man, look, man, it's a dude on the red team. He was like, a dude on the red team? Who? I said, bro, I don't even know you know the young boy. I said, he over in 43 pod. You know what I mean? So he was like, who is it? So I'm trying to explain to him who it is because the dude, Vic had pointed out who the dude was. So I'm trying to explain to him who the dude is, which I didn't really know the dude, but I'm explaining it to my bro. My bro like, man, listen, man, I don't really know dude like that. I know him, but I don't really be talking to him like that. I was like, man, but listen, bro said, if you can kind of get the lady to, you know what I mean? If you can get him to stop disrespecting the lady, you know what I mean? He was like, he gonna get the lady to bring it back. So I was like, you know, our route is over with. You know what I mean? I said, even though we still straight, I said, bro, ain't nothing wrong with keep making money. I said, if he end up striking, then you know he gonna need a sponsor. Then we can be there and hold him down. You know what I mean? He was like, he thought about it. I said him grab his beard. He was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. He was like, you think he gonna bag? I was like, man, I don't know. I think her ugly ass like that nigga. I was like, either he like her a lot or she like him a lot. I said, one or the other, man. I said, they both gonna make an ugly goddamn baby. I said, the baby gonna come out looking like Doug off Nickelodeon in the goddamn face. That's word. He was weak. I was like, bro, that's word. I was like, man, that's wild. I was like, but for real, like, honestly, though, I said, I think bro got a real shot. I said, I think he got a real shot at bagging this lady, bro. He was like, all right, what we gotta do? I said, bro, now. He was like, now. I was like, yeah, bro. He said, the lady gonna let us out. We can shoot the 43 part. He was like, shh. He was like, I'm going over there to holler at my man. He was like, all right, I'm gonna be downstairs. So I went downstairs. I seen Vic. He was like, he seen me coming down the steps. He was like, he was trying to read my brain as I was coming down the steps. He was smiling. He was like, I got close. He was like, what's up? I'm like, he was like, he ain't gonna do it. I was like, nah, he ain't doing that shit, bro. He was like, now, if I holler at that nigga, man, see, we gonna get to fighting. I know it is, man. I was like, nah, chill out, bro. He gonna do it, bro. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, but look, though. I said, this is the only condition right here. He was like, what? I said, bro, listen, bro. After you have sex with this fucking monster, bro, after you have sex with this ugly ass lady, after you put the works on this freaking rhinoceros pism in the face, I said, bro, look, bro. The only catch is that me and my man, bro, like, you gotta go through us, bro, to get to work, bro. He was like, that's what I was gonna do anyway. What you talk about? He was like, man, dudes from my way can't get no zips, bro. I know y'all can get it. Y'all got zips now. I said, nah, I ain't got no more zips. I was like, but nah, though, that's a lot, though. We definitely can make it happen, bro. He was like, yeah, bro, that's a lot, bro. I was like, bro, listen, bro, like real talk, don't go over here on no crazy stuff. I said, cause you know this the red team shit, bro. He was like, man, I ain't gonna do shit, bro. So I look, I see my man coming down the steps. My man was short, nigga, he come down the steps. He like, y'all ready? He like, yeah. So goddamn, we hit the button. Vic was like, hey, Miss such and such. Miss Watson said she needs us to go to 43. She was like, that door opened immediately. I was like, damn, bro, got the key to the city game. My word, we walk out. Then we get to 43. They don't say, we walk to that bitch like we living there. That's my word. We coming that bitch 3 deep. We like, my homeboy sitting right there. The first set, I was like, damn, I seen him. I disappeared over there. I was like, what's up, bro? I looked at my homeboy. He ran up the steps. You know what I mean? I looked at Vic. Vic was standing in the front of the joint by the brick wall. He was stupid. He was like, and he seen me talking to my homeboy right there. He was like, Weezy, what's up? I was like, I called bro. I said, hey, bro. He was like, yeah, I'm on holler. You know what I mean? So I was like, just chill out, Vic. Chill, bro. You know what I mean? So, goddamn, niggas talking. Damn, my homeboy dick from his man, so I guess he finally gonna holler at the little young boy. So I see him going to holler at the little young boy. The young boy, like my height, skinny little young boy. You know what I mean? Regular body, but just look like a maniac. He look like a young maniac. You know what I mean? So you want to say something to him. So goddamn, I see my homeboy talking to him. He was like, hey, Weezy. I was like, what's up? He's like, come here, Weezy. I was wondering why he was calling me. I'm like, what's up? I walk over there. He was like, hey, look. I'm trying to tell the young boy. He was like, man, y'all goddamn taking up for that ugly ass lady, man. I was like, oh, bro, I don't give a fuck about that lady. And when we standing there, we kind of like by the steps. We having this conversation. I was like, oh, bro, I don't give a fuck about that lady, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. She look like a goddamn monster that just hatched out an egg. That's what the hell she looked like, bro. I don't care about her, bro. He was like, I'm saying, my homie was telling me, like, yo, I was like, yeah, bro, like, you know what I mean? So as we saying that, I just see Vic walk up. Now, we didn't even tell him to come yet. He just walk up. He was like, he walked up. He was like, yeah, look, man, we trying to do something, man. Like, we can't have nobody disrespecting us Watson right now, man. So, like, just on the strength of goddamn, you know your man, let that shit be, bro. Let that shit be. Young boy was like, what? He was like, let that shit be, man. Young boy was like, psh, man, come on, man. Who the fuck is this nigga, man? He was like, I can see your man right here. He's like, who the fuck is this nigga right here, dude? He was like, nigga, I'm Vic. Nigga, he said that shit like he was him. He was like, nigga, I'm Vic. What's up, nigga? Dude was like, young boy was like, man, what the hell you talking about, man? You come over here pushing shit at me. He was like, no, I'm just telling you to chill the fuck out. So my homeboy like, yo, we talking today. I'm like, yo, chill, bro. Young boy was like, look, man, I don't do no talking, do none of that shit. I don't do no lip boxing, bro. He was like, my cell right here. My cell right here. Bring your ass in this cell, nigga. I ain't gonna stop joking that bitch. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, nigga. I ain't gonna stop joking that bitch. Vic was like, nigga, goddamn it, you acting like it's a problem, nigga. I was like, man, I see where this shit was going. So my homeboy, like, he looking stupid now. The red team coming over there. Niggas looking like, what's up? I'm like, man, shit wild as a bitch, man. So dude like, man, bring your ass in the cell, nigga, 101. Motherfucker, nigga, you wanna fight for that bitch? Nigga, what's up? Come on, nigga. I was like, oh, this shit went all wrong. This shit went terribly wrong, y'all. My word. Goddamn. Vic was like, he had a G-Shock on. He was like, hold my watch music.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.